Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Roll'emCast. Carl, as always, joined with Dakota.
Hello, everybody.
So if you've been following along, Roll'emCast is just us talking about what we're working on, what we're doing, short little up-to-date sort of episodes. They are our podcasty episodes. We have them on YouTube. We have them on the podcast channels. If you are listening on a podcast channel, greatly appreciated. Run over to YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Um, Getting us started here, we're going to talk about our first two videos to hit the our 6 weeks of Slapchop that we had go live this week. I had the first video this week. I'll go first. So I painted my uh, Bargest, whatever it is, my glowing dog thing from the Witcher miniatures games, and the video did really well. I got a nice kind of clickbaity title on it, but whatever. But I tried my reverse slap chop again, where prime it white, hit it with a black wash, paint over it, and it worked. I got the effect that I think I wanted, but it wasn't until afterwards, and kind of a few people commented on it and got me thinking. The effect I wanted was the wrong effect. Because this led to kind of the high points glowing more than the recesses, and this thing actually should have been even more reverse slap chopped. I should have primed it white and hit it with a black dry brush and then painted it. That way the recesses really looked like that's where the glow was emulating. And yeah, I had a few comments on it where people were like, "Hey man, like it looks cool, but I think you missed the mark." And I was like, "Damn it, no, you're totally right. I did this incorrectly." Like going back and kind of looking at the concept art that I was going off of and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, I kind of had the original idea and was like, okay, cool, that's what I'm gonna do." And then I did it and never like stop to check myself, basically.
Yeah, I think too, it's one of those things where you're like, yeah, I know, like you obviously saw what you wanted to do, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And then you're like, you also have this concept, like the idea of a method that you're
Mm-hmm.
going to use. And then you're like, yeah, I'm just going to like do that. And like you're looking at it maybe like for colors, but not even like the details. And then you run through it, and then you're like, shit, it's that, but backwards almost.
Yeah, close but not quite sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think about the original Jurassic Park where he's like the scientists were so concerned with if they could, they never stopped to think if they should.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's how I felt afterwards. I was like, "Oh, like yeah, no." So if anyone out there has one of these from that Witcher game, if you want to send it my way, I will paint it for you because it's kind of really been irking me that I did this guy backwards. And I actually thought about like stripping it and redoing it, but there's a lot of models in this game, and I have a lot of models from other games, so I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna stay where it is.
There isn't a second one of those dudes.
Nope, nope. He's just a solo model.
Damn. It's one of
Hmm.
those things too where like definitely see that model and they're like, yeah, it's like in a dog pack. Like there'll be three or four, and they're like, no, just the one.
Granted, I probably could take what I have and just hit it with like almost a black dry brush, and then maybe go back out and pick like some of those like veiny kind of details.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe once the whole Witcher box is said and done, I'll go back and redo this model.
So never. The best part. So the best part, I think,
There's a chance.
the best part I think about the Witcher boxes is you got it and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get this done by Christmas,
Yeah,
and flip it, and, like sell it. Not necessarily flip it, but like get it done, paint it, and then sell it for something else.
that was the plan. And then it arrived like 6 months later than it was supposed to. So it's like July, August instead of like January, February. And then in the meantime, we started the channel, and I just became so busy with all these other things and the Warhammer models and
Yeah, and you're just like, yeah, not getting those, not getting to those.
yep. Not getting those.
I think it makes a difference too. Like that, for instance, I mean, have you even played the game yet? Like, just lined up and they're like, yeah, we're gonna like play out the Witcher game.
Nope. Have
Yeah,
not played it. I've
I,
watched a couple of videos.
I think that's like part of it too. It's where you're like, yeah, I'm not playing it. Like, why would I paint for it? You know,
Right, right. Nope.
like I
You're
have a
not
hard,
wrong
I
at
have,
all.
I have a hard time right now painting like a Song of Ice and Fire. I'm not necessarily playing it. I have a decent amount I could paint, but it's just like, when am I gonna actually put this on the table and use it?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So you get into that like, yeah, you got stuff to do and you want to do, but you're like,
Yes.
should I even do
I need to just quit my job.
it? Yeah, yeah.
If I had 8 hours a day to like paint and model and stuff, then this would be no problem.
Yeah.
All right. Dakota, your week 1, 6 weeks of slap chop model.
Yeah, so I did the just like the assault intercessor, painted him up in a blood angel scheme. You know, it was pretty straight. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. This is only my like third ever slap chop, so I'm not even like an experienced slap chopper. And I mean, I think it's cool. Like it turned out basically how I would expect it to turn out. I'll say with like with the Space Marines, and even in the video I mentioned it, it's just really weird doing these flat panels, like painting wise. And there's just so many other
Mm-hmm.
there's so many other different ways that you can do Marines quicker. I mean, I'm going to touch on it in the next few videos as well because you're going to be like, man, you really botched those slap chops. And then it's like, yeah, but yeah. So I go back through it and like you'll see, but it's definitely a I don't know, kind of an experience. Um, and we'll just kind of like see how it keeps going. And the one thing too for me is slap chop's not necessarily like my favorite way to paint
Mm-hmm.
because for me in the past, if I've done like contrast, I just do straight contrast over like a wraith bone, and that's it. Like there's no like extra going on. Or I do traditional painting with like layering and edge highlighting and shading and all that type of stuff. So like when I'm doing extra steps on my contrast painting, it's like, do I need to do this?
Right,
But
right.
I mean, really, like the results aren't bad. Like it does look better than if I were to just contrast painted this.
Yeah, the your first one so far um looks really good. I really like the red one.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think it looks good. I think the paint too really lends itself to what's good and bad. I think some of these contrast paints, even like I know you use speed paints. I use mostly the GW contrast.
Mm-hmm.
They have varying levels of wanting to do what they're supposed to do. Um, and like the Blood Angels Red has always been a good one. Uh, in the next video that I'm gonna have come out, I'm using the Dark Angels Green. That one for me, even on other models, hasn't been the most like the best to use. It's been very like hit or miss almost, and
Even on non-slap chops, you're saying.
yeah, even on non-slap chop. So it's just like it's got its own issues.
Gotcha.
So,
Interesting. All right.
so
Uh, okay. So you got green up next. So up next I have my week 2, 6 weeks of slap chop. It's a project I've been working on for quite some time, and I haven't actually like put paint on the damn model like I've done. So I'm making a display piece here. I have the 5 or 6 or so of the Space Marine Heroes 3, the Death Guardie. They're kind of they're like 6 specific characters,
mhm.
and you use them either as Plague Marine champions. I think one of them is specifically a malignant plague caster. Uh, one of them has like the the spewer plague spewer, whatever it is.
So
Anyhow,
he's like an extra heavy weapon dude, right?
yeah. So I'm gonna paint them on the sprue, and they come with a little playing card with them. And then I have 3D printed a case kind of to put them in, where they're going to go painted on the sprue in the case, and then the playing card is going to go next to the sprue, have LEDs inside kind of the 3D printed case, and then I have a space here above my desk where I plan on hanging, a couple of these things, or how many ever I end up doing. Now, I designed the 3D printed case myself quite some time ago, and I got the Space Marine Heroes 3 quite some time ago, and I haven't actually put paint on one of the models until just these last couple days. So I'm working on that. I am spending a little more time painting this than I do things normally. Normally, I'm a speed guy. I like to turn them and burn them. This one, I did a whole model of slap chopped with speed paints, plague marines, and I've never slap chopped any plague marines before. So I did a whole practice model, and then now I'm working on this dude. So that'll be my next week. It's a pretty cool project. I've spent considerable amount of time because I don't know how to 3D model and things. So learning how to 3D model and doing these things has been a considerable amount of time. So I will probably, by the time it's said and done, I may have more time in this project than I do literally any other single project I've ever done. Which isn't saying a lot because, like I said, I'm a speed guy.
Yeah,
But
yeah, you're definitely a speed guy. That's even, I think, kind of for me, that even goes back to it on the slap chop. I'm not gonna say I'm a perfectionist, but like I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to painting my stuff now.
mm-hmm,
Like, yeah,
sure,
when I first was starting, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna suck and like not do well. And now that I can actually paint half decent, it's like, I want to paint it to the best of my ability every time.
right, yeah. If it doesn't bother you to have the same few models for a while, like that's great.
Hmm.
Make them look as good as you can. But I know some people, myself included, like if I stare at the same model for too long, it, then it just goes to the side and it doesn't ever get done. So
Hmm.
I think that's kind of an interesting topic. We might have to explore sometime, like different kinds of painters.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
That'll be an interesting topic for
If you guys
sure.
want that, let us know, and we can make it come sooner rather than later. Then, okay, moving on past the 6 weeks of slap choppies. Um, Real quick, we're going to touch on the 1,000 subscribers kind of giveaway thing that we've talked about. It we had the channel for technically like 4 years where we just did a little bit of song stuff and that was it, and we had about 100 subscribers. And then we've went to the new era of the channel, which we're closing in on the 1 year anniversary of that, and we've just hit our 500 subscribers. So it took about 45 weeks to get to 500 subs. Well, to gain 400 subs, really. And then in about the last 2 weeks, we've gained almost another 100 subs. It's been kind of awesome.
Hmm.
Hopefully that keeps going and we get to 1,000 sooner rather than later. But just to remind everyone, the 1,000 sub giveaway, any money we make from super chats and memberships and the Patreon, I think we'll probably take some of that money, since it's not exactly the YouTube stuff, and apply it to this, perhaps depending on where the YouTube stuff ends up. But we're gonna do like the big 1 day, build and paint combat patrol or whatever, depending on how much it is. We talked kind of more about it in previous episodes. We'll talk about it more when we get close to the end, but just a heads up that is kind of where we're at with that, which I guess takes us into the next point, the memberships and subs and those sorts of things. So we are very close to having the memberships go live on YouTube. And then once that's done, that'll open up the super chats for live streams and things, which we didn't live stream last week. Dakota was on vacation. We're not live
Hmm.
streaming this week because I'm working all weekend. Next week, or when this episode comes out this week, um, the oh the 12th. We're not going to live stream on the 12th either. Uh, my wife is. We are scheduled to do induction at 6 a.m. on the 12th. Thursday the 11th, we're gonna live stream. Thursday the 11th, we'll live stream. So about 4 days from when you hear this, put it on your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. Um, and we have a pretty good idea of what we're going to do for memberships and Patreon stuff, which membership stuff, let's see here. Where's that tab? My brain is broken. Here it is. Okay. So, we're going to have 6 membership options, we think. None of it's set in stone yet. We kicked around ideas, we put it together, and then we stepped away, and we need to come back and say, yep, it's good. So $2 YouTube membership, have access to private Discord channels. These will be priority type of channels. Like we'll have, the notifications set on our phones. Like we'll be real active in these kind of private channels. We'll have private painting channels and just hangout channels, whatever. You'll get loyalty badges on YouTube next to your name when you comment on stuff, and you get custom emojis, which we only have 4 right now. They're pretty cool. I've made them myself, sorta, with AI, of course, but I'm not an art person. All right. But as we get subscribers or members, what is it? It's members on YouTube.
Members on YouTube, yes.
Yes. As we get members, we will unlock more emojis. So I have a bank of enough emojis already designed that we will ever need. So we'll probably swap those out regularly and stuff. But there's some cool dice monsters and such.
Yeah, just a lot of different stuff, really.
Actually, if you I'm not going to throw a preview up on the YouTube. Go to the YouTube. We will have some posts coming soon with some previews. $5 YouTube membership. You will get behind the scenes post and then like members only kind of post on YouTube. So when you're scrolling through, you'll see pictures or posts or whatever. These will only be for members to the YouTube channel. $5 and up. The second thing you get is you get to vote on upcoming content. So if we're kind of torn between, hey, I don't know if I want to do this, I don't know if I want to do that, or whatever, we'll throw polls up, and our members, they'll get to vote and be like, hey, we want to see this, and hopefully that kind of takes off and steers us in the right direction, and that just helps us know what'll be more popular, and then
Mhm.
that'll create better content, and which will snowball into more members, which will be more emojis. I'm really excited about the emojis, honestly.
Yeah, Carl spent way too much time making emojis the other day.
I did. uh $8 tier. $8 tier will be early access to content. So we'll basically get ahead of schedule for making content, and you'll get it 3 to 7 days early. We're not 100% sure where that number will fall, probably right in the middle around 5. Like you'll get next week's Monday video on Thursday this week. You'll get next week's Thursday video on, Sunday or Monday that week kind of thing. So early content. We jump up from the $8 to the 20. Okay. Here we're going to do some exclusive members only videos. So we'll have it'll probably be once a month. It'll probably be like some other content. We're not real sure if this is going to be kind of bigger things or what, or if these will be members only for, 6 months or so and then become public videos, how to's or 3D printing stuff. We'll see. That we're going to kind of let the members dictate that, which I'm assuming we'll also do a vote. Like what do the members want to see, and have it be a members only. And then it's basically done at 20. So we are going to have 35, which is, hey, we really appreciate the extra help with the channel, and basically all the money is going to go back into the channel until, we're super streamer guys someday. Um, but like we've said, better recording gear first and foremost. It'd be nice to have like actual dedicated 4K cameras on stands that, how you see the ones where it's like mounted like up above their shoulder, but it's zoomed way in, but like the people working on the models don't even know the camera's there. I want
Yeah.
I want that
Yeah.
a lot.
Honestly, if everybody saw like our recording setups, you'd be like, "The fuck are they doing?" And then you'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that really makes sense of why Dakota can't keep shit in focus ever." Like, oh,
Well,
and then like, yeah.
and
So,
I have my new phone now, so this display piece, this is all getting recorded in 4K on my new phone. But my new phone is bigger than like my webcam was, so I hit it with my brush a lot and shake it. And just little things like that. Where you're like, man, I need this to. I just want to be better. I want to be better for the fans.
mhm.
For you guys.
Yeah, and even too, like, yeah, like some of our stuff where it's like, okay, we can record some things in 4K, something like, okay, we give you like a couple different shots where it's like what we're trying to hit is, yeah, maybe it's not, you
Maybe
know,
the members get videos in 4K.
ooh, that's a good idea.
Maybe that's the exclusive members videos. They also get them in 4K. They don't have to be like the poors watching in 1080p. Yeah, I'm putting it on the spreadsheet right now.
We're just watching it
Yeah,
1080.
so if you don't want to be a poors watching in 1080p, $20 is a lot. We might make that an $8 thing. I feel like 20 is a lot. Like it shouldn't cost more than a Netflix subscription. We're not that good. We're not that entertaining. We appreciate it if you think we are, which is we're 35. 35 basically says, hey, you get everything else from 20 and below, but you want to throw us an extra $15, and that's amazing. Like if anyone signs up for 35, if anyone signs up for 5, I'll be shocked. But
Yeah, yeah, that's the same thing. Where if somebody's,
if anyone signs up for 35, I'll be floored. All right.
yeah, that's the thing where it's like, yeah, I'll be surprised if somebody signs up at this amount, that amount. It's like if someone signs up, period, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, literally one person gives me $2. I'll be like, holy shit, they overpaid. Okay.
Yeah.
So I know you're going, well, Carl, if I don't really get anything extra at 35, you'll get your name on videos though. Forgot to add that, but
Mhm.
yeah. Special names on videos. What am I going to get at 50? Nothing. Don't sign up for 50. Okay. I only put 50 in there because YouTube says I can do 6. 50, the description for 50, if anybody's interested. This is a waste. Do not sign up for this one. But I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. If you normally waste your money anyways and you would like to waste it on us, we really appreciate it. I mean, we already appreciate the time that people spend watching our videos, the time to like and comment on things, especially when they're good comments. I'll say that. Even though sometimes I have fun with the mean comments too. Um,
It's not even mean comments. Sometimes it's just like weird comments where you're
Sometimes
like,
it's just weird comments. What was today's?
I don't
Big
know.
big fart.
Yeah, that was a
I think
comment,
someone
didn't it?
just commented big fart or something on a video. And I mean, I laughed. I was like, I don't know if they're like trying to insult me. Maybe someone farted in the commentary. I think it was on a short though. Maybe we farted. We didn't even know it, Dakota. And they're just like, big fart. What if they have typing Tourette's? Maybe that's what's wrong with the internet. Anyhow, um, yeah, and it's like I have fun with comments like that. Scroll through our comments. You'll see me having fun with certain comments sometimes. Um, so that is kind of where the YouTube's sitting right now. And then the badges we mentioned that you'll get for even just the $2, the 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 6 month, 12 month, 24, 36, and 48. Now, they'll sound insane, but if you think about it, like we've kind of had the channel for like 5 years already, even though we weren't active for the first four. But like there's a chance that like we're still doing this. Granted, we'll be closer to being 60 years old than we are 0 years old. Um, but I mean, like maybe someday, like we do see like a 48-month badge from someone.
Yeah, that would be, yeah,
Bananas.
maybe.
Granted, we've
Yeah.
already said I'll be surprised if I ever see a 1 month badge from anyone.
Yeah. Yeah. If we get a 1 month badge, hey,
So for the
if you're the
badges,
if you're the first one with a 1 month badge, you could potentially be the first with a
yeah. Yeah, if you're the
longer
first,
badge.
yeah, the it's
Just
still
so you
there.
know. Yeah.
When this goes live, there's a good chance that all the badges and stuff are active, by the way. I will probably activate all of them tomorrow. And this is Friday night. So this will go live on Monday. Or no, this is probably going to go live tomorrow morning. All right, by the time you finish listening to me ramble about what day it is, the badges should be live.
Yeah.
So did you notice at all kind of where the colors come from for the badges?
Oh man, you're gonna have to make me pull this up and have to look again.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Okay, stand by.
I'm pretty sure they're from the logo, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm. Are they really?
I
If
mean,
if if they're from the logo, if they go in
so
order of the logo,
so the thing that I first saw them is, I
okay,
mean, they're
you almost go
similar.
in like backwards logo
They're
order.
very similarly colored to the dice logo, like what that is.
Okay. Was
But
not paying attention. I wish
I
it was.
don't, I don't
Okay.
know
So
for sure.
I low key stole a jujitsu belt ranking and then
Okay,
filled in the blanks. So because it goes white, blue, purple, brown, black.
we
And I
don't
was
have
like, well,
brown.
we don't have brown. We have orange though. Kind of
Okay,
like a burnt orange. And then I was like, well, we'll throw in a yellow because the image looks cool, even though I hate the color yellow. We'll make that to 2 months so I don't have to see it very often. I'm hoping that anyone who gets a yellow also gets a blue, but anyone who just signs up for 1 month or gets guested membership, then I don't have to see a bunch of yellow. I don't like yellow. Um, and then blue, purple. And then I was like, oh, that's a good place for green to go to purple. And then we went orange, red, and then finished on black. So maybe a trivia question someday. Anyone out there, where the inspiration for our loyalty badges comes from? Actually, you know what? That write it down right now. When we do the 1,000 subscribers, the video of whatever we do for that, that's going to be a trivia question, and it'll get you something cool. Write it down. Uh, anything else do we have for this weekly
um,
podcasty episode? Let us know if you guys like these, by the way. I know these are nice for us because they don't take a lot of work. If you're watching on YouTube, you've been staring at the same screen the whole time. Sometimes we throw images and stuff up, but not today. It's been crazy busy. Like I said, Dakota's been on vacation. I've put more time into a project than I ever have before, paired with I've been doing lots of dice trays lately again, and my mom was supposed to take the kids for a day over spring break, and that didn't happen. So,
wah, wah.
wah, wah, wah.
You know how you can avoid that?
Oh God, I wish. Give my kids
um,
to you to babysit.
no.
It's worth the drive.
Oh Lord.
Uh,
Um, but yeah, I mean that's most everything I think that we had today. Next, so our next, just give me a little heads up what next one of these is going to look like. We'll probably do some review on. Obviously, we'll review the videos. But really, we're going to just kind of go over some general ideas and like what it would take to start. Not what it takes to start an army, but like how you go by potentially starting an army for a
right.
game, like
Where
what you're
does
going
an
to look
army
at.
start?
Yeah, like what.
Like, where do you start with an army?
Yes. So we'll take you through like what we do. Maybe if you're like, oh, I'm gonna get into this game or that game or whatever, you can at least maybe think about it of like, that those are ideas I haven't thought of or heard of or
I mean, it's
whatever.
kind of nice because I was walking myself through the ideas earlier, looking at Warhammer Old World stuff,
Yeah.
and I was like, like what is my process right now? I never really stopped to think about what my process was for 40K. My process was find someone to trade to get 40K stuff. That was about as far as the process went. We found someone to trade. Dakota's like, Mechanicum looks cool, and I was like, what is Death Guard? Oh, I was like, yeah, these dudes look sweet. I was like, sure, let's trade them.
Well,
And
I
we
think
traded
like
a
that
bunch of song stuff.
like I think I even had a little bit of AdMech by that time too, but not a lot. But it was just like, yeah, like this is going to go a decent way into my army. So
Right.
Uh,
So yeah,
so yeah, so we're gonna.
so
I
that's
mean,
coming. That'll be
yeah, we'll really break it down of what we think about. Like I thought about this because this is one of the ideas I had. Like, what do I look at?
yep.
But then more to come
Yeah,
on that.
yeah. More to come on that. All right. Well, if you've stuck around this long, you probably have a decent commute to work. I'm assuming, and that's the only reason you're still here. But thank you if that is the case. If that's not the case, double thank you. So,
Yes.
uh, yeah, these are fun. I like doing these. It just gives us a minute to just kind of almost like declutter my thoughts on projects and stuff. It's
Yeah.
kind of nice. I like it.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.